Hello and welcome back to Cinema Hero. The Marvel Universe is huge, and only 1% of those characters are used in the MCU. So today I will be talking about the characters I want to see in the MCU soon. First, I'm excited that the Fantastic Four are coming to the MCU. They have always been one of my favorite superhero teams, and I hope the MCU will do them justice because their last film wasn't exactly fantastic. There's also lots of villains that I'd love to see incorporated into the MCU with Fantastic Four, such as Mole Man, Molecule Man, of course Doctor Doom, Annihilus, Galactus, and Silver Surfer could finally be introduced. And next I have a very popular choice, Namor. Now, I also really want to see him in Black Panther 2, like many other people, but I don't want to see him as the main villain, and I explained why in my previous video. But Namor could be very cool in the MCU, especially if he's an anti-hero. I really want him to act as a villain sometimes, but yeah, I could be very excited to see him. And of course, I want to see another one of my favorite superhero teams, the X-Men. And I don't know if it's been officially announced, but we definitely know they're coming. I love the X-Men, and I hope they can go for like a kind of serious tone, but also make it colorful. And there's so many characters that could be introduced to the X-Men, but yeah, that could be very cool. With the announcement of Blade and Moon Knight, it really sounds like they're going for a Marvel Knights approach, and I would love to see the Marvel Knights characters in the MCU. They've reported that Charlie Cox has been filming Spider-Man 3, and that could mean that the Netflix universe is merging with the MCU, although that could be kind of confusing since the actor who played Cottonmouth in the Netflix universe is playing Blade. But I would love to see Punisher and who's the other guy? Oh yeah, Ghost Rider. I would really love to see Ghost Rider, especially maybe in a Disney Plus series. But yeah, I would love if they did the Marvel Knights. Another character I think could have a Disney Plus series is Spider-Woman, and if they do incorporate Spider-Woman into the MCU, yeah, I definitely think they would give her a Disney Plus series over a movie, and I think it would be pretty cool to see Spider-Woman in the MCU. And another character who would have a good Disney Plus series might be Hercules. I would like to see them add more mythology, not just Norse mythology, but yeah. I would also really love to see Nova. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters. Richard Rider and Sam Alexander would both sit well with me, but I think if the MCU did Nova, they would go with Richard Rider. He's just a little more cinematic to me. I was talking about the Netflix heroes in the MCU, and I would really love to see Iron Fist and Luke Cage together in the MCU, maybe even having their own Disney Plus show. I would also love to see Jessica Jones, but the thing is, I would kind of like to see a different version of Iron Fist, just because the Netflix Iron Fist really isn't my favorite, but that's my opinion. Another team I would like to see is Excalibur, and we know that Black Knight is going to be in the Eternals movie, so maybe they could be formed in the MCU after we get the X-Men, but if we do, I think that could be really cool. I also kind of want to see Beta Ray Bill in Thor Love and Thunder. Maybe when Thor gets Mjolnir back, he can give Stormbreaker to Beta Ray Bill. And last but not least, I want to talk about everyone's favorite booger-shaped superhero, Dupe. That's kind of all I have to say about him. Now, since my videos are usually pretty short, I want to make this one longer and check out Den of Geeks' list, Avengers that we'll never get to see in the movies, and say if I want to see them in the MCU and if they could even be in the MCU. First, they have Moondragon, and I kind of agree with them, but Moondragon could appear in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and that's just a maybe though. Do I want to see Moondragon in the MCU? Not necessarily, but I wouldn't have a big problem with it. Next, they have Dr. Druid, and I disagree with them on this. He could appear in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and I actually kind of want him in the MCU. Next is D-Man, and yeah, I do not think we're going to be seeing him in the MCU anytime soon. But I feel like he's the kind of character that they may poke fun at, maybe like a small Easter egg or something. Next is Stingray, and I kind of want him in the MCU too, but I don't feel like he could be there till a little while longer, maybe once Namor is more established. Thunderstrike, I don't think will ever appear in the MCU. Maybe in Thor: Love and Thunder, we might get to see someone by the name of Eric Masterson, but I don't think we'll ever get to see Thunderstrike. Next on the list, they have Living Lightning, and maybe you never really know with the MCU. I never thought we'd be getting Shang-Chi, but right now, it's definitely a no. Deathcry, do I think she's going to be in the MCU? Nope. Do I want her in the MCU? Definitely nope. Now on to Jack of Hearts. This is a character I think could be introduced to the MCU, but later on down the road, definitely not now. And I kind of wouldn't have a problem with it. I kind of like Jack of Hearts. And last, they have J2. And I definitely do not think that this character will ever be introduced to the MCU unless they explore the MC2 universe, which they definitely probably won't. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and comment down below what characters you'd like to see in the MCU and what you want as a future video.